Picture this. It's a sizzling summer afternoon in Cincinnati. The crowd is buzzing, and two of the biggest names in women's tennis are about to square off on center court. Aryna Sabalenka, the world number one, and Emma Raducanu, the 2021 U.S. Open champion, are set for a showdown that feels more like a final than an early round clash. But this isn't just about the match. Behind the scenes, there's drama, strategy, and some surprising new developments. From Sabalenka adding a legendary coach to her team, to Raducanu's renewed form and focus. Today, we're diving deep into the latest twists from the Cincinnati Open. And trust me, there's a lot more here than just the scoreline. Let's start with the reigning Cincinnati champion herself. Sabalenka arrived at this tournament fresh off a much-needed post-Wimbledon break. She skipped the Canadian Open to recharge, a risky move for someone defending big points at both Cincinnati and the upcoming U.S. Open. But instead of coming in cold, she came in swinging. Her opening match against Wimbledon winner Marketa Vondrousova was a test of patience and power. After a tight first set at 7-5, Sabalenka went into overdrive, taking the second set 6-1. She saved all 12 breakpoints she faced. A stat that tells you everything about her ability to dig deep when it matters most. What's making headlines just as much as her tennis is the newest voice in Sabalenka's corner, Belarusian legend Max Mirnyi. If you followed tennis over the past 2 decades, you know Mirnyi as one of the greatest doubles players of his era. 6 Grand Slam doubles titles, 4 mixed doubles majors, and even an Olympic gold medal with Victoria Azarenka. In singles, he reached as high as number 18 in the world, making the U.S. Open quarterfinals back in 2002. Now, he's bringing all that experience to help Sabalenka sharpen her net play and fine-tune her serve. According to Aryna, the tweaks are already paying off. Sabalenka's decision to bring in Mirnyi is particularly interesting because her core team hasn't changed much in years. She's had Anton Dubrov as her main coach since 2020 and Jason Stacy as her fitness coach since 2018. Stability has been a big part of her climb to the top. So why the change now? It seems Mirnyi's role is less about overhauling her game and more about adding fresh ideas, a new voice, as she put it. With competition tightening at the top of the rankings, those small adjustments could be the difference between defending her titles and watching someone else lift the trophy. On the other side of the net, Emma Raducanu is having her own resurgence. Since her breakout win at the U.S. Open in 2021, she's faced injuries, coaching changes, and a tough climb back toward the top. But under her new coach, Francisco Roig, a familiar name in tennis circles, she's been putting together some strong results. Just last week, she made the semifinals in Washington, and in Cincinnati, she's been clinical. Her second-round win over Olga Danilovic wasn't just about the scoreline, 6-3, 6-2. It was about how she did it. Against Danilovic, Raducanu's serve was on fire. 7 aces, winning 70% of her first serve points and an impressive 73% on her second serve. Numbers that would make most players jealous. She was just as aggressive on the return, taking 63% of her opponent's second serve points and converting 5 of 8 break chances. That's the kind of balance, strong serve, strong return, that can trouble even the very best. And while she's still the underdog against Sabalenka, those numbers suggest she's not coming into this match just to survive. She's coming to win. The head-to-head tells a different story though. Sabalenka leads 2-0, and both wins came in straight sets. Their most recent meeting was at Wimbledon just last month, where Sabalenka edged a tight first set in a tiebreak before closing it out 6-4. Raducanu kept the stats close, even winning a higher percentage of breakpoints saved. But Sabalenka's edge in second serve points and outright winners gave her the edge when it counted. It's a reminder that in elite tennis, The margins are razor thin, and Sabalenka knows how to play those margins. What makes this Cincinnati matchup so fascinating is the timing. Sabalenka is defending her title, trying to stay on top of the rankings with Iga Świątek and Coco Gauff closing in. Raducanu is building momentum ahead of the US Open, where she'll be under pressure to defend ranking points from past performances. Both are in form, both have something to prove, and both have enough firepower to take control of rallies. The question is, who can sustain it over 2 or more high-intensity sets, especially if the match gets tight late in the second set? Speaking of Maneiro and Townsend, their match earlier in the day set the tone for high-quality tennis in Cincinnati. Maneiro has been on a tear lately, and Townsend's serve and volley style brings a unique twist to the WTA Tour. While that match had its own intrigue, it also set the stage for the main event. By the time Sabalenka and Raducanu step on court, the energy in the stadium will be fully charged. That kind of atmosphere can push players to incredible heights or expose cracks under pressure. So here's what to expect. 2 players with contrasting styles, each riding a wave of confidence, meeting at a pivotal moment in their seasons. Sabalenka brings raw power, mental toughness, and the benefit of experience in these big moments. Raducanu brings variety, speed, and a willingness to go toe-to-toe with the very best. The prediction? Sabalenka in 2 tight sets, but don't be shocked if Raducanu pushes her into a decider. Either way, this match is the kind of early-round blockbuster that makes the Cincinnati Open a must-watch on the summer tennis calendar. One subplot that adds spice to this encounter is the psychological edge. Sabalenka has proven she can handle Raducanu's game under high stakes, and that kind of mental advantage can be huge. But tennis history is full of examples where a so-called underdog flips the script in a single match. Raducanu has nothing to lose here. No one is expecting her to dominate the world #1, and sometimes that freedom allows a player to swing big, play loose, and surprise both the opponent and the crowd. If she can grab an early lead, the dynamic shifts, and suddenly all the pressure is on Sabalenka to respond. Another factor worth noting is fitness and endurance. Sabalenka's game is built on explosive power, but that also means it can dip if her energy levels drop late in a set. Raducanu's style, while aggressive, tends to involve more movement and point construction, which can test Sabalenka's legs over time. Both players have trained hard for this part of the season, but Cincinnati's hot, humid conditions are an equalizer. We've seen matches here swing dramatically just because one player handled the weather better than the other. And if this one goes the distance, that could become a headline by itself. At the end of the day, matches like this are why tennis fans love the US hardcourt summer. You get power versus precision, experience versus youthful hunger, and the unpredictability that keeps everyone glued to the screen. No matter the outcome, both players will leave this match with valuable insights heading into the US Open. For Sabalenka, it's a test of her title defense mentality. For Raducanu, it's a chance to measure herself against the very top and see if the road back to the winner's circle is shorter than people think. Either way, Cincinnati is giving us exactly the kind of drama we signed up for.